I haven't brought you along for anything yet, but I figured I'll show you part of my trip back. I had to go to town and get those couplers. Then you'll love this. Just cheap, regular one-way couplers. You know, you push the collar in to hook it up, you push the collar in to unhook it. Are $38, and actually, Terry said they had a price increase, so they're probably $40 now if you get new ones in. The style that the collar goes into a clamp and you just push in and you just give a little tug to unhook. Yeah, they were they were $21 with a price increase, so they're $23, I think he said now. But of course, I got the last two old stock, so the next person gets to pay more. But doesn't that just totally make sense? The ones that have more machining and more internal parts are basically $10 less than what you would consider to be the cheapies. I don't get it. So anyway, shaping up to be a beautiful day. According to my phone, we have 0% chance of rain today and 100% tomorrow. And Mom just called me and said she's got stuff ordered for running the cows and calves through. So that should be here tomorrow or Wednesday, which means we get to have some fun doing that pretty soon. Yay! Oh, did I say yay? Yeah, I meant yay. So anyway, my trip home. Lots of stuff's been planted. We haven't got anything worked yet. A lot of stuff's supposed to have been worked, and there's quite a bit that hasn't even been worked yet. So one more thing we need to do yet. Well, that line right there, it's just sitting there. It's not even coupled in. But that one is return. Goes right there on the tank. And this other one is the pressure side off the pump. It's just sitting there too. Because like I said, these are really hard to move. And with this swinging, I just can't get all of it to move it. I do want to couple those on just so we don't have them fall on the ground and make a mess. Same with that one. I might actually just make something to hook in here and pull. We'll see. But it's lunchtime, so I just got this done. That little bucket underneath that lid with a gallon jug on top is the oil I got out of here because I kind of had to dump it out to do the return line. So we'll make sure that goes back in because we really don't have a definite height set on here. And if you get it too full, you get sprayed out of the breather. If it's too full, you raise the loader up and you set it back down. There's just too much oil. Like any system. So there is actually a dipstick on that cap. And, you know, I just took clean oil out, kept it clean. It's going to go right back in. But not until that's on the tractor. A whole lot easier then. And number one and Becky are working on the Tahoe since it's not raining right now. Leaving me to my fun. I probably should put my tools away. It's one of those days. Part of them out of the service truck, the rest out of the shop. Oh, and by the way, because of the way this is all put together, to get that fitting in right there, I had to get a crow's foot. Just barely got it with it. But it's in, and it's tight, so that's what counts. Pulled the stack off the muffler so I didn't have to go as high. But isn't this fun? So now I'm going to pull ahead and we're going to see if it'll go on. Then the work begins. We're on that far. This side the back plate's on. The other side, without taking the steps off, it's an end wrench job. At least on the bottom one. And that arm's almost down where it goes, but yeah, need a little help getting it lined up with the bolt that's sticking through the frame, and there's another one to put through the frame. Got to do the same on the other side. Fun, fun. And then right here is where that tank goes. On, tank's on. Just filled it back up. Quick couplers work, but you know, I wasn't going to spend the extra money. I mean, twice the money for a regular one versus the push pulls. So they were a little harder to hook up, but everything back where it belongs. Except we're a little longer here, so it's shoving it to the fender. So I may put a wrench on that fitting up there and tighten her just a little bit, pull it away from there. And this other one's kind of the same way, laying different. The girls are getting the shop cleaned up, get our makeshift benches out of the way so there's room to put this in with the loader on it. And we'll set it to the ground because it's way off center. And the only way to really do that, I mean, you got the stiff arms on here, which does a little bit, but it's the bolts at the axles. Loosen one, tighten the other type of thing. But I'll show you how far off it is. This should line up with the center. It doesn't. Center's over here. Oh, you can see there, I mean, there's like 4 inches clearance there, and we're 1.5 inches clearance here, which as that goes up, gets tighter at the top. So, but we're ready to make sure things work. Shouldn't be any issues. So I'm gonna go fire it up and put it in the shop. That thing still ain't done. Number 1 and number 2 went to get some clothes for number 1. She's gonna spend the night. They're gonna work on it a little bit tonight. They got quite a ways. Still not done though. Still ain't got the old parts out. So I did most of that loader by myself till the last little bit, getting bolts in and that kind of thing when I had help. So that's why we didn't get too much done today, and why I didn't video too awful much for you. But there's the end of our day. It's supposed to be 100% chance of rain tomorrow, but they're saying it won't rain till tomorrow evening, so might get something done before it rains. We'll see how the days go. Thanks for watching, everybody.